Hi everybody, I am about to show you how to create a new group set in the People tab in Canvas so that you can restrict your discussions and other student-to-student interaction to a more manageable subset of your class. The reason that you would want to do this is that oftentimes if you have a class that's quite large, say 40 people or more, discussions can get a little bit unwieldy, and oftentimes student responses won't all get read by other students. And so a way to create a type of more close-knit community in the class is to create groups for discussions, and then, especially if you can, to use them more consistently over the course of the semester so that students have a chance to get to know each other a little bit more. So in order to do this, I'm in the People tab of Canvas. So over here on the left-hand navigation menu, you would click People, and then in order to create a new group set, you would want to click Group Set, and you can name the group set. So we're going to call this Test Groups. And if you want, you can allow students to sign up on their own. Typically I don't, but it's totally up to you. And so then you can also choose the group structure here. So if you know that you have a class of 50 and you want students to be in groups of about 5 students each, then you'd say that you want 10 groups. Or you can also choose this, split students into groups with 5 students per group. You could also choose to create the groups manually. I tend not to assign a student group leader, but again, that's up to you. I don't have a lot of information about the benefits of that. So if you choose splitting students into groups with 5 students per group, we're going to click Save, and then it will randomly assign the students to the groups. And so you see that there are no unassigned students, and these groups have either 5 or in some cases 4 students in them. And then if you wanted to see the groups, you could just click this arrow. And do note that you can also manually move students from one group to another. So if you knew that students were likely to have friction, for example, you could move a student to a different group. And then, of course, you can also create the group manually. So that is how you create groups in the People tab. And in the next video, I will show you how to set up assignments that use those groups. In this video, I am going to demonstrate how to use groups with discussions in Canvas. So the first thing you'll want to do is to have a discussion and then click Edit on your discussion. And then as you scroll down, almost always you want to allow threaded replies. This is what allows for students to answer each other and to have conversations instead of everything just appearing underneath. And we want this discussion to be graded, but then the most important setting is that we want it to be a group discussion. So here you have some options. You could either select a group that you've already created. I created the test groups in a previous video, or you can select a new group category. And so this is discussion test, and we are going to split students into groups with 3 students per group, and then hit Save. And note that now our group set is discussion test. So we've just done a shortcut to creating a new set of groups, and you can then edit those groups as I showed you in the previous video through the People tab. So once that's all created, and we're going to save it, note now that there's a lot of different groups because I set there to be only 3 students per group, and you would have access to each of these groups as an instructor. And so when people posted in them, as I did there, if we go back to the discussion assignment, you can also switch groups here and see all of the different discussion groups. So as an instructor, it can be kind of nice to use this switch group feature to be able to see all of the different groups and navigate back and forth between them. Do also note that when we are in the actual discussion, which I'm going to have to go back to our home page, so once you're in the actual discussion, you can, when you hit speed grader, you will see all of the students. So it doesn't matter what group you put them in, they only have one speed grader, and you only see that you see all of their posts, whatever they may have posted for the assignment in just one speed grader interface. So hopefully this gives you a good idea about how to use groups in Canvas to make discussions and assignments where students are interacting with each other a little bit more manageable.